Hi everyone. Hi, I'm Sir Dean. Welcome to our first lesson. Before we will start our lesson, let me read first our objectives. Our first objectives is explain the folk species with simplest rules. Second, identify the distinguishing feature of riddles, proverbs, quatrains, and tanaga, etc. The third is share the importance of the folk species during the pre-colonial period. Unit 1, Tracing Our Roots, Philippine Literature in the Pre-Colonial Period. Lesson 1, Folk Species Simplest Rules. The question is, what do Philippine folk species tell about Filipinos of the pre-colonial period? First, we have understanding folk species. A traditional oral literature of the Filipino people has long existed even before the arrival of colonizers. This covers the ancient folk literature of the Philippine various ethnic groups that had changed since the Philippines became single ethno-political unit. The pre-colonial poetry forms play a central part of the Filipino community life as they are means for local history, the past events, the politics, our government politics, or etc., and culture, of course, our culture, to be passed from generation to generation. There are poetic and contain rhymes, the repetition of words, rhymes, rhythm, rhythm, and rhetorical figures to suggest different interpretation to words or to stir up emotive reactions. Riddles and proverbs are the simplest forms of oral literature or short poem called Tanaga evolved from them. What is riddles? Riddles are question or statement intentionally pressed so as to require ingenuity in ascertaining its answer or meaning, typically presented as a game. So riddles is question and answer. So have you experienced this kind of game? So when I was a child, I always do that kind of game. So that is riddles. Examples of riddles. Tagalog, taong buhay inaanay. In English, termite feast on man while man is still alive. Answer, a person with chicken pox. Another examples. Sa araw ay bungbong, sa gabi ay dahon. In English, roll in the morning, leaf in the afternoon. Answer, math. Nagtago si Pedro, labas ang ulo. Peter hides but you can still see his head. Answer, nail. So you know what is nail. In Bisayan, baboy sa lasang, ang tunog puro lansang. In English, a wild pig in the forest that is covered with spikes. Answer, jackfruit. Next is proverbs and sayings. Proverb is also known as sayings. It is a simple, concrete, traditional sayings that expresses a perceived truth based on common sense or experience. That is proverbs and sayings. Examples of proverbs and sayings. Tagalog, natutuwa kang pasalop kung singili na pupuot. In English, full of good cheer while borrowing a measure of rice. Full of wrath when asked to pay back. In Bicol, nagkakawat ang demonyo sa taong daing gibo. In English, the devil plays with an idle man. In the Ilocano, ti ada abagas mo, isu iti apoyom. In English, cook only as much rice as you have. That is the examples of proverbs and sayings. Next is quatrains and tanaga. What is quatrains? It is a stanza with 4 lines and a rhyme scheme. Example, ang katuwiran may nabaon ng sanda-sandaang taon. Pag dumating ang panahon, lilitaw din at uusbong. In English, truth, true, buried hundreds of years. In due time, it will come and flourish. The next is tanaga. What is tanaga? It is a type of short Filipino poem consisting of 4 lines with 7 syllables, each with the same rhyme at the end of each line. Example, ang hating gabing kulay tulad ng aking buhay, kailan masisilayan ang liwanag ng araw. In English, my life is like the color of midnight, gloomy and dark. When will the morning arrive to warm the coldness of my heart? Remember, style in language is like style in dress. The words must be suited to the time, place, and person. In other words, you should use the expression that is acceptable. Next is slang. What is slang? It is a style of language that is informal and it is not considered part of the standard language. Slang is used by members of some limited group, teenagers, ethnic groups, or professionals. Examples, airmat, airpat. Those are examples of slang. Next is volume. What is volume? The voice is used loudly and clearly. We make it loud and clear our voice. The last one is projection. What is projection? It is the strength of speaking or singing voice. That is the projection. That's all end of lesson. Thank you for listening and watching my video discussion. I hope you learned. Thank you.